Information from, of course, Jammu's Poonch district. Meanwhile, moving on to other news. Amidst the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, the United Nations Refugee Chief Filippo Grandi has visited Lebanon and has called the conflict a terrible crisis for Lebanon. He has said that Lebanon faces terrible crisis as hundreds of thousands of people are left destitute or displaced by Israeli airstrikes. Meanwhile, UN Humanitarian Coordinator in Lebanon, Imran Riza, has warned about the impact of the strikes on healthcare as the strikes continue in Lebanon. Viewers, it's extremely important, as I just mentioned, that of course the United Nations has also reached Lebanon for aid and assistance amid the ongoing war between Israel and Hezbollah. Meanwhile, my colleague Mehndi joins us on the telecast to share more updates on this. Mehndi, what essentially can you tell us about the United Nations visit to Lebanon, and how do you see the entire operations as well as the rescue and relief occurring in the area? Well, it seems as though we're having trouble connecting with Mehndi. Meanwhile, viewers, I'll take you once again as to what essentially is happening in, of course, Lebanon. Like I just mentioned, that amidst the ongoing conflict between Israel as well as Hezbollah, the UN Refugee Chief Filippo Grandi has visited Lebanon. Upon, of course, seeing the devastation in Lebanon, in Beirut, he has called the entire conflict a terrible crisis situation for Lebanon. Additionally, he's also said that Lebanon faces terrible crisis as hundreds of thousands of people are left displaced by the Israeli airstrikes. Meanwhile, we'll try connecting to Mehndi again. Mehndi, what essentially can you tell us about the United Nations visit to Lebanon, and how do you sort of view the rescue and relief operations in the area?
The head of the United Nations Refugee Agency arrived in Lebanon on a solidarity visit for the hundreds of thousands of Lebanese affected by Israeli bombardments and also needing international support. So the UNHCR Chief Filippo Grandi has said on his social media X platform that Lebanon faces a terrible crisis as hundreds of thousands of people are left destitute or displaced by the Israeli airstrikes. And he also mentioned that he has come there to solidarity with those who are affected and to support the humanitarian efforts and to ask for more international help. And also he mentioned that how the UN Humanitarian Coordinator in Lebanon, Imran Riza, has warned about the impact of the strikes on healthcare as Israel hits what it says are Hezbollah targets. And, in Lebanon, Riza has said in a statement on his X platform that throughout the past days, they have been witnessing an alarming increase in attacks against the healthcare also. And, the day earlier, at least 4 hospitals in Lebanon announced the suspension of services amid the ongoing Israeli bombardment. And he has also warned, as in the Riza has also warned, that health workers are paying the heaviest price with their lives, and the health system is on the brink of collapsing. And the rescuers from the Hezbollah-affiliated Islamic Health 11 personal were killed in Israeli raids in South Lebanon, and also reached the South Lebanon Salah Gandor Hospital, which is run by the Islamic Health Committee, said 9 of its medical and nursing staff were wounded by strikes on Friday after it received an Israeli warning to evacuate. And also the Israeli army has said that its air force has been struck at Hezbollah terrorists who were operating within a command center that is located inside the mosque adjacent to the Salah Gandor Hospital. And also, the Israeli army Arabic language spokesperson Aviche Adre has also warned that on his X platform that in the recent days they have been observing the increasing use of rescue vehicles by Hezbollah members to transport operatives and also the equipment for fighting. So on Thursday, we talk about the Lebanon. Then the Lebanon's Health Minister Firaz Abiad said 97 rescuers had been killed since Hezbollah and Israel began fighting in October, and also including more than 40 paramedics and firefighters were killed by Israeli fire in just 3 days. And the WHO's regional director Hanan Balki has also mentioned that an airlift landed at Beirut airport with 30 tons of medical supplies. It was the first such shipment since the Israel-Hezbollah escalation began in late September. So these are the latest that we are tracking right now on the visit of the UN Refugee Agency Chief describes in terrible crisis in Lebanon. Yes, please.
Right. Thank you so much, Mehndi, for joining us on the telecast and sharing that important